So y'all, post said if I know I don't look my best and shit, y'all, but it is what it is, man. A post said if a person has everything going for themselves, but you're not attracted to them, could you or should you still deal with them? I'm gonna say yes. The only way I would say no is if looks matter to you that much and to the point you just can't deal with it. If that's who you are, then that's just who you are, right? But if you're a person that's looking for the important things that matter in a person, I say go for it. And the reason is this, because sometimes what you lust gets basically dilute. I ain't gonna say diluted. Sometimes what you lust becomes irrelevant the more you get attached to somebody. So, for instance, you might not really be attached to some guy or girl, and then you get not attached, attracted. You might not be attracted to a guy or girl, and then you get real close to them, and you get attached to them, and you'll start to notice that you don't even care about that no more. You don't even look at shit like that because you care about the person. So in other words, a lot of people think if they get this fine woman or man in their eyes, right? They think every day forever that they're going to notice, oh, they're so fine, which they will, but it won't. That's not why they really care about the person anymore. Even the finest woman, some of y'all be like, how did Fabulous leave old girl or such and such, and look how good she looked? Because it's not about just looks. Once you get to a certain point, it ain't about looks anymore. It's about who that person is. That's why I say, if you're looking for something real, I would do it. If you come across a woman or man, and they meet the bare minimum. Now, if you're just completely unattracted to them, I mean completely, then nah, don't do it, because you're completely unattracted to them. And I mean completely. I'm not talking about like, say you only like white dudes, but you see a black dude that looks kind of good to you, but you're just going to reject him because he's black, because he's not the white dude you want. I wouldn't do that, because you're not completely unattracted to the guy. You know, he's just not exactly what you want. Or say a woman is perfect as fuck, but she's not a certain complexion, or her ass isn't as big, or whatever. Why would you discard that woman? Why would you? Unless ass is that fucking important to you, then I don't see why you would do that. Because remember, the 80-20 rule, dog. You might luck up and get that 100% person that you think is 100% perfect. Because perfect is really a matter of opinion. But more than likely, you're not going to get a perfect person. And I think that's by design, because what is love basically all about? It's about accepting somebody not just for everything that's right and everything that's perfect. It's also about the other side of everything's not so perfect with me or her, or she's not perfect, but she's perfect for me type shit. That's what love is really about. Love is not really about some perfect motherfucker and some perfect relationship, and that's love. Anybody can love that way. If that's the case, then love really doesn't exist, really, if you think about it, because everything's perfect. Then everybody who supposedly love each other and everything's perfect, then how can they really be tested? How can I really be tested to see if I really love a woman or not if I don't go through a certain thing with her? Like, if I ain't seen her at her worst, I ain't seen the worst part. The worst part of her is still part of her. It's not just the good part or the worst part of the guy or girl, whatever, whoever. It's not just one side. This is where people get it twisted. They only go after the one side of a person, and that's it. But there's two sides to people. Well, I mean, okay, there's more. We're not here to nitpick. Y'all get my point. Don't take it out of content. What I'm saying is everybody has the best side of them and everybody has the worst side of them. Like right now, I'm all scruffed up and I didn't groom myself too good today. Whatever. If a woman really love me like that and fuck with me, she know my best side, she gonna accept my worst side. Plain and simple, right? For better or for worse, right? Plain and simple. That's why I'm on this live right now. I ain't about to get all dressed up and put on a polo shirt and all that. Either y'all accept my content and shit when I'm looking my worst, or you don't deserve the best either, right? Any woman looking at my page and shit, period. You don't like my worst, you don't deserve my best. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, man, I would probably do it. The only way I wouldn't do it, a woman would have to be completely unattracted to me. Because remember, the subject is, if somebody's perfect, well, not perfect, they got everything going on, but you're not attracted to them. The only way I wouldn't do it is if that woman's completely, I'm not completely attracted to her. But let's just hypothetically say I only like this race of women. But this woman, this perfect woman basically, is another race of woman. I wouldn't discard her for that. I would give her a chance. Fuck it. Because a lot of times you're not going to find this shit. It's hard to find this perfect person, man. Again, love is about accepting people for the better and for the worse. And I think that's by design. I think the Most High does that because we need to learn how to love each other for better and for worse. Not just because somebody's perfect, the relationship's all perfect. You know, just like you see these Cinderella relationships, they so damn happy. And then you be like, what happened to them? What happened to them is something happened in that relationship, like it wasn't perfect no more, and they thought they loved each other, and they found out they really didn't. Because if they really did, they would have made it through that shit. That's facts. That is facts. You can't make that shit up, man. That is facts. You know what I'm saying? Let's say I'm with a supermodel woman, and then she get pregnant and gain weight and shit 10 years later. If I really love that woman, I'm still gonna fuck with her, right? Now I know some people red pill, bullshit. She should want to keep her figure right for you and for her. Yeah, these are facts. But in the meantime, you know, you wouldn't discard that woman because you care about that woman, right? That's like testing love, man. You know, like you really love that woman. That's why you stick with her, right? A lot of people right now gonna miss out on a good person because they got this person. Remember what I tell you on all these videos. People got this perfect person in their head that does not exist. Half the time, the person that's in their head, the right ideal guy or girl, this person does not exist, and they're never gonna find that person. So they're gonna pass up on all these good women and men because his eyebrows off a little bit. Or Tawan's beard didn't look right in that live video, so now I don't want to fuck with him. Everything else about him's good though, but he just looked kind of scruffy in that video. Stop it. Stop it, man. You know, I'm out here grinding today. I don't want to be a pretty boy today. I don't want to do that today. I just want to look like I am today. Damn it, let me live, right? You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes the people that you think perfect, the more and more you get to know them, you realize they're not perfect. You realize that you don't like them so much. So this is my moral, man, and I don't know what else to say. If you really looking for love, right, and you really looking for something that's going to last and all that shit, you got to go by what matters the most. You got to go by what matters the most. Then you can start chipping away at little shit on your list. But the most important shit got to be there first. Like, for instance, if you plan on starting a family, is he or she, do they seem like a husband and wife, father and mom type of person? That got to be at the top of the list before you even look at looks and swag and all that bullshit that don't matter. The way he said that his voice was so deep, so my pussy got wet. That don't matter. What does his voice being deep got to do with him beating you or cheating on you and all this other shit? At the end of the day, you gotta go by what really matters. Okay, she's fine as hell, but she wants a man to take care of her. She don't want to do nothing for a man. Next. It is what it is. She don't want to do nothing for a man. She fine, yeah, she fine in a motherfucker. I keep telling her all the time. Bad chicks, I don't call them bad bitches. They call themselves bad bitches. But they be fine. But look at all the bullshit. Nah, I'm good. Give me a 7, 6 that look just as good to me, really, for real, if you want to keep it real, but way better. Way better of a person, right? Way better of a person, right? But everybody has deal breakers and shit. I get it, man. But again, go back to that list of what matters the most. And then go down. Then you come to find out, you know what? They might not be this, but they got all this going on, so I think I'll fuck with them. Yeah, I think I'll fuck with them. And it also depends on what your definition of attraction is. See, everybody's definition of attraction is different. To me personally, right, it's more than just looks, because you might not be a supermodel, right? But your mind, your heart, how you feel about relationships, and just certain things that you feel and I feel, and that makes you a fucking model right there. Just because of who you are. More, see, people go by dumb shit and then they base that off of who a person is, when really you should be going off of other everything, a lot of other shit that really matter in a person. Then you come to find that person that they not a supermodel, but everything about them makes them a supermodel. And then that supermodel, everything about her makes her ugly than a motherfucker. It's facts, people. It's all on you. You're the one that's going to determine what love really is. Because everybody got their own definition. So, I mean, it's on you. If you don't get this shit right, then you're always going to pick lust. You're not going to pick love, because your whole philosophy of what it is not based off of love. How you going to pick love if your whole philosophy and agenda and definition, whatever you want to call it, is not based off of love? You got men right now, her ass ain't big enough, I wouldn't fuck with her. But the woman's perfect. She still got a nice ass. I don't understand. Like, that's just foolishness. And you're going to see what happens to a lot of them men. They will discard this woman is a poor-ass female, maybe a poor mom. I'll discard that, right? Because she got a nice ass. I'm going to fuck with her. Okay, well, then hang yourself. Hang yourself. The rules don't change for nobody. The rules don't change for nobody. You just have to adapt to what rules are right to make it right for you. You can't change what love is. And you can have your own definition all you want to, but love is always going to be what it is. Ain't no way around that shit. It's always going to be you accepting somebody for their worst, not just their best. Period. And a lot of people might love you for your best, but will they love you at your worst? That's a good question. No different than a woman get dolled up, put filters on, and every man flooding her inbox. Okay, that's her best. Now, which one of these men gonna love you at your worst, though? That's the question, because it has to be asked. It has to be considered. Unless you just want to play around. If you want to play around, I guess it don't matter. But I'm strictly talking to people who are trying to be serious. You have to go by what matters the most. Oh, Tawan's a good black man and this and that, but he's not a street. I don't want him. My pussy's dried up. Well, then that girl's going to suffer more than likely. Because she's going to pass every good dude, you know what I mean? Because he's not acting a certain way. Or even worse, he's perfect, but he's not 6'5", he's only 6'2". That's foolish. There ain't nowhere in hell that I would pass up a perfect woman because she's 3 inches shorter. Like, who the fuck does that? But people do it. Because they don't understand, man. They cry out, I want love, but they don't go by the rules of what love is. They try to make their own shit. They're going to pay for it. So to answer that person's question, I hope they see this video. If not, I will upload it to YouTube, and I definitely will be putting it on her shit. And it's not even directed at her. This video's not directed at her. It's just a topic that I feel like everybody need to hear. I just feel that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, if you want love, man, you know, you can't just go by some of that lust shit is what's causing y'all to not be able to have love, man. It's just a little bit of them deal breakers, but might not even be deal breakers if you really look at a person and really analyze them and analyze them fairly. So my opinion is this. I would. If a person was perfect, but I'm not that attracted to them, I would give them a chance. I think because I know that the other things that they got going on for themselves will make them. Once I get attached to them, if I give them a chance and I like them, all those other things are going to override how I felt in the beginning. Because now I'm attracted to the person. I don't be looking at a person that I'm attracted to like, man, her ass ain't big enough. I don't think like that once I'm attracted to you. You kidding me? Once I'm attracted to a woman, I don't be looking like that. Well, her eyes ain't green. No. You only see shit like that in the beginning. And that's why a lot of motherfuckers miss out on love. Because that beginning bullshit that they got this motherfucking perfect woman or man in their head that probably don't even fucking exist. So they overlook so many good women and men. Because they don't really give them a fair chance. Everybody's been guilty of it. Don't act like you haven't. You watching, yeah, you've been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it. The whole world's been guilty of it. I'm just speaking on this shit, man. And a lot of people not going to change that. A lot of people going to, I want a black man. This white dude's perfect, but I want a black man. I'm not fuck with him. Hey, it is what it is. I can't tell you, man. It is what it is. You know, you want to do what you do, that's on you. As far as me, though, I don't give a fuck if she was green. You know what I'm saying? If she seemed like she the right one, judging by the right things in a woman, then I guess she green then. Fuck it. It is what it is. On the other hand, if she's 1,000 pounds and she's a perfect woman, I probably wouldn't, because that is something that I absolutely am unattracted, or I'm not attracted to. However, a woman could be a little bit bigger than what I like, right? But not too much, right? She still meets the bare minimum of the requirement, right? And she got everything going on and shit like that. Eventually, like, if I gave that woman a chance, right, and got attached to her, I wouldn't even look at her weight like that no more, because I'm attached to her. I care about her. There's a difference. There's levels to this shit, man. When you really start to fall in love with somebody and love them, you don't look at that shit. Oh, shit, let me measure her ass. And you don't do that dumbass shit. Oh, he's not 6'5". He's only 6'2". No woman that really loves a man out this motherfucker even notice the motherfucking height like that. Yeah, she know he tall, but that shit don't matter no fucking more. It's all about who he is and how he's treating her and how the relationship's going. Plain and simple. And the same thing when you out here looking for somebody, a lot of that little shit that y'all be looking at and shit, that shit don't even matter in the end. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter. So you got to ask yourself, what really matters? That's the only thing you got to worry about, man. And I'm telling you, you will come to find that watch that door, you come to find that a lot of people that y'all thinking not good enough or wouldn't make you happy would actually probably make you happy. Then on the flip side, you're going to come to find that a lot of people that you think you would be happy with and all that bullshit, you probably wouldn't be happy with. I can see a bad bitch model right now, like, man, I would love to fuck her, dog. But then, who's to say if I did fuck her, she might have trash sex. She might not agree with giving her man head or pleasing her man or anything. So, I mean, you got to really analyze this shit to the teeth. If you really want to be happy with a woman or man, you got to go by what matters. I don't give a fuck. I know, I get it. Personally, you got things that matter to you that might not matter to the next and the next. But you really got to sit down and ask yourself, does that really matter? Does it really matter that her ass ain't that fucking big? Or shit like that. Now, I get it. If you're a woman, you don't want no preemie dude, right? I get it, man. Certain things, I get it. But certain things, like he's 2 inches too short, I don't understand shit like that. I really don't. I don't. And I mean, hey, it is what it is. But I'm out of here, man. And the moral is, man, if it ain't a complete deal breaker, man, I will give him a chance, man. Simply because the more you get attached to somebody and close to somebody, you don't really notice that shit, man. You just notice shit that really matters. Like if you had a kid with them, or they taking care of the kid, you notice the shit that really matters. You don't notice that little shit. I seen a lady at a bank one day said she wasn't even attracted to her husband. And now she says she's happy that she married him. She didn't even like him at first. And that's not the first time I've heard a woman say they didn't like their husband at first. But then they gave him a chance. Like, all right, I'm gonna this ain't my normal type, but I'm gonna give it a chance. And sometimes that's what it be. A lot of times people don't realize that their type is the reason why they can't have love. Your type ain't love. A lot of y'all type ain't love. Or your type is somebody that don't think you're their type. So therefore, it never works for you. I'm out this motherfucker.